honorary degree of Doctor of Arts in Humane Letters upon W. Stephen Smith. May I ask Chair Aiken and President Bobbitt to join us at the podium. Mr. Aiken, it is my privilege to present to you W. Stephen Smith. He has been recommended by the faculty and approved by the Board of Trustees as a recipient of the honorary degree of Doctor of Arts in Humane Letters.
Stephen, for your distinction and exceptional accomplishments as a friend to all Arkansans, and by the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of the University of Arkansas, I confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Arts in Humane Letters, honoris causa, and admit you to all rights and privileges pertaining thereto.
And now, I ask that Dr. W. Stephen Smith address our graduates.
Thank you, Chairman Aiken, the Board of Trustees, Dr. Bobbitt, Dr. Gearhart, Dr. Gaber, the Honorary Degree Committee, and the Faculty Senate for this tremendous honor. I am truly grateful and humbled. It is particularly special to receive this honor from my home state university. Scripture says a prophet is without honor in his own country, which proves that I'm not a prophet. I certainly wouldn't have prophesied I'd receive this kind of honor when I got my master's degree from this institution in 1975. However, since I'm here today, I'd like to share 3 things I've learned in the 37 years since then. Number 1, don't let your circumstances limit your accomplishments, but use those circumstances as a platform for your next adventure. First year I taught at Juilliard, I met a famous pianist vocal coach who was a native of New York City and had collaborated with many of the world's greatest singers. He had heard about me and was curious to find out what my deal was. We made arrangements to have dinner at our apartment in Manhattan. As soon as we sat down to visit, the first words out of his mouth were, "You must feel really good about yourself being where you are, having come from where you come from." My response was that, well, everyone has to come from somewhere, and I had no reason to be ashamed of where I came from. I'm proud to be a native of Arkansas, from a small town, Corning, and the youngest of 5 children in a loving and stable family. Some of my family and friends, the family and friends that helped shape who I am, are here today to share in this occasion. The fact that I was not born with a cultural silver spoon in my mouth has been a distinct advantage in becoming a teacher of technique and culture to many of the world's top opera singers, who, by the way, often come from small towns in the South and Midwest. The values of hard work and tenacity were instilled in me very early. Every situation I have been in has opened the door to the next opportunity that came my way. I believe everyone who has success is either clever or lucky, or both. I've had my share of luck, but the clever thing I've done is to remain open to what possibilities each situation could lead to. The second thing I've learned is to authentically pursue your passion. While pursuing my master's degree here, I also decided to get my certification to teach in the public schools. Since my undergraduate degree was not in education, I arrived here 3 credit hours short of the English requirement for certification. I had received my undergraduate degree from Harding University, where my minor had been in Bible. I found a summer offering here in the English Lit department called the English Bible. I thought, that's bound to be an easy option for me. The gentle, sweet lady who taught the course led us through most of the Old Testament as the literature of the people of God. What I recall most from that study was the book of Job. In examining all of the poetry in the middle of this famous story, the theme of integrity was what she emphasized. Job stayed true to himself. The subtitle of my book, before Oxford editors decided to change it, was In Pursuit of Authenticity. The technique I developed for singers came from that pursuit. I teach singers how to find their true voice and unique way of expressing themselves. To get there, we have to remove the entanglements that block our path to authenticity. In that pursuit, we are self-actualized and empowered to follow our dreams. The third thing I've learned is also from Scripture. Always consider others better than yourself. In advising my students how to negotiate the treacherous waters of a singing career, I often emphasize being a good colleague. I used to advise them to follow the golden rule, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. However, I found that doesn't always work for me. You see, because I really appreciate honesty from others, I was always a straight shooter, honestly sharing my perspective and opinions with others. I discovered, sometimes the very hardest way, that most people do not want my honesty and become angry and resentful when I share my honesty with them. I now advise my students to treat everyone else as if they are better than you, smarter, prettier or more handsome, more talented, have better perception or insight, cleverer, and so forth. The first time I saw this demonstrated was during my first opera production here at the University of Arkansas. One of the leading ladies was the wife of a chemistry professor. She was a fabulous musician, actor, and singer. Yet I noticed her listening attentively to the advice and criticism of an undergrad cast member who I thought was a terrible musician, actor, and singer. When I asked her why she would listen to his counsel, she said that she was eager to improve and felt that everyone had perspective that might be of value toward her improvement. I was so humbled by her answer and behavior. I also recall attending the District Metropolitan Opera auditions with my then 4-year-old daughter. After one of the singers finished her performance, Emily whispered, "Daddy, she sounds like she's singing into a hollow log." The sound couldn't have been described any better than that. When my wife and I had disagreements and she let me know that she didn't appreciate my advice, I told her that God spoke to Balaam in the Old Testament through the mouth of a donkey. So she could consider me a jackass, but she might be missing the voice of God. When you consider others better than ourselves, we treat them with respect and honor, and will never have trouble getting along. Those around you are always the ones who will determine your next platform in life. The more respectfully you treat them, both those above you in status and those below you in status, the better they will speak of you. I wish you all the very best in your pursuit of your most authentic self. Thank you again for this great honor and opportunity.